I have a major announcement right now. So the whole month is White History Month from now on. Happy White History Month.
It's White History Month. I'm gonna celebrate with my friends. It's White History Month. So be sure to tell everyone there will always be different months to celebrate. This month's gonna be White History.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Hi, y'all. Welcome. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. JESSE. I have an amazing biblical question. I think everybody probably going to agree on this one. I guess. We'll see. Amazing. I'll tell you the biblical question a little later. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad if you're out and about and you just can't sit and watch it. You're like busy running around, or you are working out, doing your exercise, yoga and everything, or you're one of the 5,000 illegal aliens. I think they said 3,000 or 5,000 illegal aliens that's on their way right now from Mexico because they heard that Joe Biden is stepping down, and they are very concerned that Trump might become president, and they won't be able to get in, so they're rushing in right now. They're on their way. And I believe they said 3,000. It may have been 5, but I think 3. On the way. And when you see them, there's a bunch of them coming from around the world. So if you're like illegal alien trying to rush over here, good morning. And you too can be listening to this show. And you can podcast and watch it once you get here. But you could be listening on the way by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605. That's 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And you can podcast, all right? And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Tuesday again. Already. It is Tuesday. And every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me. Bring back my country to me. What the? Who let the dogs out? Amazing. 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 Who let the dogs out? So, it's Tuesday again. And I have to tell you, my country and the world, period, but my country, America first, right? My country is in a mess. And it's not the physical country that's in a mess, even though the inner mess of the human being is causing a lot of mess in the country too. But my country is in a mess. And so some of you know that elections are coming up. And as I said yesterday, have a wait and see attitude so that whatever happens in November, you don't overreact. You will not overreact. All right? But if you have convinced yourself, and there's a line open if someone want to jump in there, 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. And so, if you have convinced yourself that the Republicans are going to win, that President Trump will win, or that the Democrats will win. Either way, those on the Democrat side, those on the Republican side. If you have convinced yourself either way, and it doesn't go the way that you have convinced yourself of, then you're going to overreact. And when you overreact, you're going to do stupid stuff that will bring on nothing but problems for yourself. For you. So I'm telling you right now, I'm encouraging you. Do what you want, of course. Suffer and die. But I'm encouraging you. Do not have any expectation but to wait and see. Get out and vote. Go out and help if you want to. Help promote the president, the great white hope, Donald Trump. But have no expectation. Wait and see. That's how life should be anyway. All right? Because if you overreact, they're going to lock you down. It's going to be over for you. And ain't nobody going to come and help you. No one going to be able to help you. No one going to want to help you. No one would want to spend money trying to help you. No one would want to lose what they have trying to help you. It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. Just warning you in advance, all you tough people, you patriots. You patriots. I'm telling you right now, but do what you want. Calm down, wait and see. And yes, Reuters is reporting that 3,000 strong caravans making its way to U.S. fearing Trump policies. They coming now. Let me in. There you go. Look at that. They're on the way. 3,000 coming from around the world to America. Thank you, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. But anyway, so I don't know what's going to happen in November. I just don't know because I know a couple of things. The Democrats are desperate to maintain power. They are desperate. And it looked like the Secret Service on the day of the attempted assassination of the Great White Hope looked like, I don't know, but it was all kind of reporting, and that stupid woman that's the quote-unquote head of Secret Service, they don't seem to care about the president. They don't want to work at it, and she won't answer any question on Capitol Hill. They tried to get some, and she wouldn't answer them. And because under the Democratic government, they can get away with anything, especially if they're hurting the Republicans. So we'll see. But just relax. I'm telling you right now, right? So they have gotten Joe Biden out of there, however they did it. I don't know if that's a setup, too. Joe Biden was pretending he was going to stay up until now to get Kamala Harris in there. And then I don't know if they pretended that they want Kamala, but they're going to throw her out soon. It's hard to know. They try to pretend like they would let her, go on, you got to run now, right? But then in a few more days or so, a week or two, they throw her out and put in the person they want there. We'll see. I don't know what the Democrats and the liberal media are up to, and the right-o Republicans, but they're up to something. So that's why I'm warning you. It might not go the way you think in your mind. So Kamala Harris is unburdened. As Democrats rally behind Kamala Harris to become the next presidential nominee. She's no bother now, unburdened. I want you to watch this from X. Here's a compilation of Kamala Harris saying the same phrase over and over and over and over and over and over again in different speeches and interviews. Watch it. It's going to go over and over. She's saying the same thing. Watch this.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know? What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be
Unburdened by what has been.
what we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
Who we can be unburdened by who we have been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
Where we can be unburdened by where we have been and unburdened by where we are right now.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What could be unburdened by what had been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
Unburdened by what has been, believing in what can be.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What could be unburdened by what had been.
What can be
Unburdened by what has been.
what can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been?
What can be unburdened by what has been?
What can be? What should be
What
unburdened by what has been?
What can be unburdened by what has been?
What can be
What the?
unburdened by what has been? See what can be unburdened by what has been.
What?
Was that a Tupac song or something? Is he rapping? What an idiot. What an idiot. What the? And the soaking music. What the? Was that a Tupac song? Where did she learn that? What the? Look like her husband. Look like her husband would have said, you know what, honey, don't say that no more. Don't say what can be unburned by what has been. Don't say it. Don't say that, honey. What the? What a dummy. Remember, she ran for president before she dropped out because nobody wanted her. Nobody wanted her. If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. What a mess. What has happened to my country? We're going to get to all your calls. They're going to pick up in a minute out there. Don't worry. My country's gone. I remember growing up in Alabama under the Jim Crow law on that plantation that I was born and raised and grew up on. America was amazing. And when I left home at 18, America was amazing. You just never thought for a second, you just never imagined that the races would be so divided and that government would have conquered the people in the manner that they have. And most people are relying and believing in government. They believe in the stupid idea of racism. They believe in the lie. And as a result, their ability to have an amazing life is gone. Anyone that believes in racism, anyone that believes in the color thing, and that all white people and all black people and everybody should stick together because of color is an idiot, a dummy. Because you're not your color, you're not your thoughts, you're not your emotions, and you're not all blacks, and you're not all whites, or all Jews. You're an individual. Well, you should be. Most people are not. You should be, but most people are not. In the way that they were in the good old days. Look at the picture from the good old days. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. America was really, really amazing thing. And I remember when black people were free thinkers. I remember when black people were free thinkers. They didn't have black leaders. They had parents and God. They didn't have anyone doing the thinking for them. Tell them, oh, you're all black. Y'all got to stick together now here because y'all all black. And the white man is superior. And the white man is holding you back because the white man is white superior. and the blacks were not thinking that way. And you just saw that from National Geographic that Nick was showing. The black people were living their lives as individuals, and they voted for whom they wanted to vote for, not for some stupid person because of their color. But it's hard to find a black. No, but Mo, it's hard to find a black that is free thinker now. It really is. And if you pull away from the crowd of the blackness and you become a free thinker, you do your own life and just live your life, they're going to go after you. They'll send Harry Tubman for you. Really, they'll send Harry Tubman looking for you to bring you back under the Underground Railroad to the plantation. Because you are not allowed to be a free thinker. And they get mad at you. They get angry because you are a free thinker. Isn't that amazing? They're like, no, you cannot be a free thinker. You can't be a free thinker. You got to be like us, or you're a sellout. You're Uncle Tom. They don't like it. The crowd go after the one that get away because the crowd is coward. They are cowards. They cannot stand alone. And if one get away, one, they like, that's a reminder that you can be free. I don't want no reminder of freedom. I don't want no reminder of freedom. Don't let that one get away. Go after him or her. Don't let them remind us that you can be free. That's a sellout. He tried to be white. She tried to be white. Or she tried to be black. Human nature, human beings are evil. Human beings are evil. Isn't that amazing? Human nature is evil, and God said, do not trust an angry person. An angry man or woman is a murderer. They're evil to the core, and they cannot enter into freedom. They can't enter into the kingdom of heaven because they're angry, they're evil, and evil cannot enter into the light, eternal life. Isn't that amazing? So it's up to you. It's up to you. I mentioned that the illegal aliens are coming by the drove. 3,000 according to Reuters. 3,000 on the way because they heard Donald Trump may get in. Joe Biden's out, and they're like, what the? Let me hurry up and get over there. The New York Post is reporting that the House, the other week, the House passed the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility, Safeguard American Voter Eligibility, or SAVE Act, to require proof of citizenship for voters. Can you believe that's even up for discussion? Like common sense doesn't dictate that if you're not an American citizen, you can't vote in America. You would just say, do we need to vote on this? We already know you can't vote in America. But the Democrats want you to be able to vote in America because they want the votes. They want to be able to stay in by any means necessary. Any means necessary. And so they don't like this idea that a safeguard American voter eligibility. What do you mean? Let the illegal vote. Because we gave them free stuff. Free hotels, free rooms, free money, free cell phone, free food. And even if they complain about the food, we say, okay, we sorry. We sorry. We'll give you some better food. As long as you come on down and vote for us. Here's a clip from a C-SPAN where the Democrats speak against the bill, the SAVE Act. Watch this.
This is the 2024 version of the Jim Crow poll tax, and we should vote against it.
Republicans want to throw up barriers because when people vote, they lose. Let me be clear. They don't want you to vote. They don't want to hear black voices, brown voices, LGBTQIA voices, young voices. Our fundamental access to our democracy is being politicized. And this xenophobic attack that we're debating today will make it harder for Americans to vote. Nearly 30 million people lack a valid driver's license. Americans don't need more obstacles. It's already hard enough.
If we believe in the power of democracy, we should reject discriminatory rules rooted in fear and division and instead increase protections and expand access.
John Lewis didn't give up, and neither will we.
Where's John
Mr.
Lewis
Speaker,
now?
House Republicans' so-called SAVE Act is a dangerous anti-democratic bill that has no place on this floor.
So this extreme MAGA Republican voter suppression bill is not designed to solve any problem on behalf of the American people. It is designed to jam people up and prevent Americans from voting.
To undermine the outcome of the presidential election just as they did 4 years ago, just as they will again and again until they realize either the futility of this exercise or the republic crumbles. I pray for the former.
Amazing. Now do you see why you don't want black people in the government? Especially black Democrats. They're not going to make it better. They're going to make it worse. Look what Obama did to America. And I told you, don't elect Barack Obama. No, don't elect Barack Obama. I said that he's only going to make America work. In 10 years, America will be a ghetto if you elect Barack Obama. But what did you do? Even the white people, they voted for him, they got him, and look what happened. America has been downhill ever since. Now you got these people in your government, look what you're getting. Women were not created to lead. They were created to follow. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, woman over children. You got a female over the Secret Service, and look what's happening. Department, look what's happening. It's a mess, a real mess. And you just heard the black and brown voices, right? You just heard the black and brown voices. Nothing but destruction. Nothing but destruction. Look at the neighborhoods. Why do you think if the neighborhood is no good, why do you think they're going to do different in government? And I've said for a long time that Democrats do not respect the blacks at all, zero. They don't think the blacks are capable. They think that the blacks are not able to think and do for themselves, which is true because look how the blacks act. The blacks get mad if you become a free one. Don't run away from the plantation of the Democratic Party. You better vote for Kamala Harris because she's black. It doesn't matter how dumb she is. It doesn't matter, they say. They put a female over the secrets as the Secret Service director, right? Kimberly Cheddar, whatever her name is. Sound like cheese. Cheatle. And look what happened. I want my country back. When I take a quick break, your phone calls and super chats when I come back. 888-7753-773. Back in a moment.
Hey, listen, before I ask my question, I want to thank you so much. The silent prayer, you know, I'm 50 years old. At home, we have a 16-year-old, 14-year-old, and a 10-year-old. And I got to tell you, introducing the silent prayer to my family, instead of just sitting down and saying the same old prayer over and over again before we eat our meal, to just be silent, bringing all thoughts into captivity. Brother, that has been such a huge, huge blessing in our lives. I just want to encourage anyone to try that out. It's amazing to look around after we've done our silent prayer before we eat, to see the excitement in my kids' faces, like, oh yeah, Dad, I had a bunch today. Or the other one will be like, yeah, you know, I had a couple things that I've been thinking about. It really takes root, Jesse, and so I want to thank you so much, and ever since then, it's been absolutely amazing. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Tony. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. You're going to know God and his love. It's going to be amazing, man. All right, happy White History Month. July is White History Month, celebrated 7 years of White History Month. So happy White History Month to everybody. Check out punchy.tv, punchy.tv, and watch the network on our own platform now, punchy.tv, Punchie. Punchy. Amazing, huh? And thank you all. I do appreciate it. Also, if you have not visited BigClubUSA.com lately, you owe it a visit. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to BigClubUSA.com. You owe it to your body. Isn't that amazing? Check out BigClubUSA.com, and this is what you're going to find. Watch this. People tell me I have a lot of alpha energy. Jesse, what gives you so much alpha energy, they say? Is it energy drinks? No. Is it cigars? No. It's Alpha Jerky. Alpha Jerky from Big Club USA. Alpha male, and you can have Alpha Jerky energy too. Amazing. Check it out. Alpha Jerky. Especially if you like working out or you just need something to snack on during the day. You don't want to put on weight, but you don't want to be hungry all day. BigClubUSA.com, all right? One quick soundbite I want to play for you concerning the Democrats not wanting the SAFE Act, Safeguard American Voter Eligibility, saying that you must be an American citizen in order to vote. You got to be a citizen. Then the Democrats like, no, we don't want that. How are we going to stay in if we require people to be American citizens? Here's a black Republican, Wesley Hunt, out of Texas. He accused the Democrats of being racist. Watch this from Forbes.
I've been black for my entire life. I like to bring up the most racist thing I've ever heard is the insinuation by Democrats that black and brown Americans are too stupid to get an ID to vote, just like everybody else. I call this the soft bigotry of low expectations. Figuring out how to vote in this country is a very low bar. Personal responsibility in this country. I've also heard a lot about Jim Crow here today. I'm here to tell you Jim Crow is over, and I know it because my parents grew up in it.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually insulting to those that actually experienced the ills of Jim Crow.
Amazing. That's right, sir. I don't give a darn if he does. Come on, Paul. I won't accept him. Amazing. Let me go to the busy phones here. And the Democrats do it. They don't think the blacks are even capable of. They don't even think the blacks are capable of getting in the car or getting on a scooter or calling an Uber or taking the bus and going over to the Department of Motor right down there on Inglewood Boulevard and get a driver's license or ID. The blacks shouldn't have to do that. The blacks are not smart enough to do that. The blacks are not able to do that. That's why you make the blacks be responsible. What's wrong with you? And the blacks are like, yeah, we can't do that. Don't require us to do anything. Lower the bar. Lower the score. Lower the test. Make it easier for us. Let us be air traffic controllers without having to learn to do it and make the plane crash. And then blame it on racism. Kevin is a first-time call out of Florida. Kevin, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello?
Oh, hold on, Kevin. Let me know when Kevin is ready. Let me go to Alex out of California. Alex, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Jesse, how are you?
All is well.
So, how about these crazy Democrats, man? They're saying that this Trump assassination was all staged and fake. I'm hearing them say that there was no rally and that what we saw on live TV was all AI, green screen generated.
Well, you got to realize, if you already haven't, that the Democrats are desperate to maintain power, and they don't have anything to run on. They can't talk about what they have accomplished for America. And so they got to attack Trump. They got to make up stuff because otherwise, if they don't deceive the American people, they're not going to be able to maintain control come November. So just expect them to say this stuff. And it's going to get worse before it get better.
I agree. I just can't imagine the Great White Hope putting a bunch of ketchup on his ear and just pretending, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's insane. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it, buddy.
All right. Shout out to Hake.
Okay. Hey, Hake. Shout out back. Thank you, buddy. 888-7753-773. Tyler is a first-time caller out of Minnesota. Tyler, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse Lee Peterson. It's pretty cool to talk to you.
You too. Thanks for calling.
So today I just wanted to ask you a question about veganism. Yeah, about veganism. I wanted to ask, what do you feel about vegans? Do you think that animals deserve to not be raised and killed to be eaten?
Tyler, your phone is messing up. Hold on a minute. Yeah, hold on. I'll let them. Don't hang up. What's going on with our phones? I'll let them look at it. Don't hang up, though. All right? Let me go to SHAWN out of Florida. SHAWN, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you. I wanted to make a comment on, I was taken aback by Kamala Harris on the news clip she was on. She made no mention about the so-called attempted assassination on President Trump. There was a time in the country, on this land, with this people, whether it was a Republican or a Democrat or independent person on opposing teams, they would make a speech about that type of behavior or attempt on anyone's life, no matter what party they stand for, would be denounced.
Yeah.
And she made no comment other than by Trump. Trump. We can't let him get in office. You know, she went straight into that type of talk, and that itself should tell people that something is not correct.
Yeah,
it's going down quickly, like the Titanic. This country is any country that turns away from principles. Her phrase that she's using, what can be unburdened by what has been, what can be unburdened by what has been. If anyone has common sense, if they look at the history of this land, let's talk about this land. What has been leadership based upon morals, at least what was being put across the sound waves on TV and what was presented to. We know it's not a perfect country with a perfect history, but it's been a blessed country because they knew what to do to stay blessed. So morality, to a degree at least, respect has been, organization has been, order. And now look at the stores where people are mobbing the stores, going in the stores and robbing the whole place on a regular basis. That had never been in the history, of this country. Those are the things what has been lawfulness, and they're loosening up the laws on these. So if anybody can question it, well, let me research what has been in this country,
Yeah.
So that why do you think? Is it because if you keep saying something over and over again, people will start to believe it? Is that why she's saying that?
100%. They're saying it over and over.
And the young people, the school, the educational system, they are no longer teaching them how to tell time. If people research this to tell time on the clocks, the regular clocks, you can. You go to a drive-through. I've had this experience more than once. The young people who are coming out of the school system, they get the change wrong, giving back the change. So they can't, they're dumbing them down to just go by what they're told.
They're dumbing them down. They're lying to them about real American history. They're teaching them everything but reading, writing, and arithmetic. They are not doing anything to enhance their thinking, but everything they can do to destroy their thinking. And that's why stupid Kamala Harris said that stupid thing over and over and over again, and it has no meaning at all. And and you make a good point. It's to dumb the people down, to brainwash them. If you hear a lie over and over and over again, you start to believe that lie. And once you believe that lie, you can no longer believe the truth.
And there was a woman on to the bill, and Kamala Harris on there. She's a black woman, black woman.
Yeah.
And one lady said, well, why do they keep talking about black? Well, she was answering on about the black thing. Let's get to the real things that matter.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's gone now, Sean. And the real things don't matter in America.
Right.
It's all fake now. Everything, nothing's real. It's all illusion.
Right. And someone said that I know when they did, there was a woman that was put in the, I forget what position, it was in New York. It was probably about several years ago. But someone said, like you said, in the natural order, not that, okay, we know that women are smart and intelligent and all those things, that God created her to be clever. But the natural order of leadership is, of course, Adam.
Yes.
And the first is created.
Yep.
And Eve that has helped me. But they said that sometimes they put women in certain positions to try to get away with certain things that men can't get away with.
Yeah.
Like they have them do certain things in that position, and people that she is doing something, but a man in that position, it'd be harder for him to get away with it. So that might be one of the magic tricks that they're performing to deceive.
And it's true, because I saw this report the other day on one of the channels. I can't remember, and they were talking about who are they going to pick to run with Kamala Harris, right, for VP, and they were showing these pictures. It was all white guys. They were Democrats, but they were white guys, right? And the females on the panel were saying, all they have there are white men. It should be people of color. It should be black women. It should be LGBT stupid stuff. And they were putting the men down, and the men on the panel were too afraid to speak up for themselves. They were going along with it. I'm like, what the?
So a bunch of beta males.
Uh-huh. Mama
beta
boys.
Male, the whole system. And yeah, and they won't speak up because of feminism did not offend, to try not to offend a woman. I do remember a different attitude of men back in the, like just any show. A man, a real man back then, he was not afraid to voice his opinion of if he had a disagreement with, say, for instance, they had a guest, different topics like, if it was a man that was more feminine acting or something like that. Not that he wouldn't talk to him or speak to him or anything like that, but he was not afraid to voice his opinion that he was not in agreement with that,
Absolutely. Let me ask you, Sean, down in Florida, you're in Florida, right?
Yes, sir.
Are they doing the snatching and grabbing down in Florida as well?
They're doing everything. If you hear about a news story on that, they just had a guy trying to sell some headphones, and in some city in Florida, Sanford, which is not, and he, I guess, offline, and he went to go sell them. Pulled up into some. They showed the house. It kind of looks vacant. He went at night. Whoever came out, they took his life over just the headphones. So you can't do that really anywhere. Trying to sell stuff offline. So they're snatching. You mean like snatching purses and stuff like that?
Yeah, snatch and grab. They're breaking into businesses, running into the cars. Running into the building. Right.
Yeah,
going into the store, going into the stores and just taking their products.
Yeah, we never even heard about that here back in the day, but they're doing all of that. They're making arrangements. They're going to Family Dollars, stuff like a little dollar stores and stuff like that. If they so it's happening everywhere. So this is what has happened under Kamala Harris and Biden.
But I thought that Florida was because it's a red state now, governed by a Republican government who's supposed to be tough. Why are they allowing that to happen in Florida?
That's what I'm saying. And now DeSantis is the governor.
Right.
He's here. And when you say about the not training the children about the true history, he did sign into some law. He took away some a law to take away teaching the children about some of the real history. It's not going to be validated. Some courses and like real history, like I said, the country isn't perfect. There's something in our history or whatever, but they're taking all that history away, and the children want to know to do critical thinking.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
Like,
well, I want to make it clear: smash and grab, not snatch. So what they do in California, they smash glass cases and windows, and they steal the stuff out. But in a lot of the stores, they just go into the stores with backpacks and things like that, and they just take what they want from the shelves and just walk out. They just walk away because they passed a law that you can take up to almost $1,000 in some cases, $1,000 worth of merchandise, and you can't go to jail. The police can't bother you. It's a mess.
No. It's all being done on purpose, bringing the country down.
Yes.
I did have relatives that come down here passing through to make it to a cruise. I think it was Miami or some place. They stopped at a Walmart, and it was like near Holiday, and the people were walking out with shopping carts full of stuff, food. Security guards were standing right there, and they weren't even approaching the people.
Yeah. They can't do
I don't
anything.
think they have. Right. I don't think they have that law here though yet, but $1,000 or more you can't.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
Yeah.
You know.
Sean, thank you for your call. Amazing call.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye now. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Let me try Kevin again out of
Kevin.
A first-time caller out of Florida. Hey,
Uh-huh.
Kevin.
Hello? Yeah, what's up, man?
All is well.
All is well. Hey, listen, man, I respect you, man, but I agree with you on a couple of things, but it's a whole lot of things. Not all, but most.
Not all, but most.
Not all, but most.
Yeah.
Things I disagree with you on, man.
Like what, for an example?
Well, one, for example, you saying that black people are dumb, and how was we allowed, or if we so smart and the first people born, how did we let the Caucasians come over here and do what they did? Well, if you come over here and you sneak and you tell me something different than your real intentions, of course you're going to get over on me.
Well,
That's one.
Kevin, slow down
What's
for a
up?
minute. Just slow down. I want to understand what you're saying. Repeat what you just said. I just missed it.
No, you ain't missing. You trying to get it for the fans. Look, I said that you
I'm trying
said
to do
on one
what?
of your Johns. You said on one of your Johns, one of your TV, one of your shows I'll be watching, that you said if black people were so smart, how can we let the white folks come over here and take over? Ain't that's what you said?
No. I didn't
No?
say that.
I can play it right now on YouTube, man. I just paused it because I got so mad I had to call you.
I can tell you what I said. I said
No,
that.
that's not even the point. That's not
I
even the
said
point,
that
sir.
if black
Like,
people
look,
are so smart, I said if black people are so smart, why did they allow? And I don't remember word for word because it's been a while.
I
but
remember word for word. That's what I'm telling you, sir.
Why did the black people allow the Arabs to go over in Africa?
The Arabs.
And steal them and then sell them in the rest of the world. And also, if black people are so smart, why do they believe that white people are superior to them? They have to just, they move into the white communities because they destroy their own communities. They don't start businesses, and they're always blaming the white man for their problem.
Okay.
Because some black people think that black people are the first on the earth, right? And I'm saying if they were the first on the earth, why are they so out of it now? And why can't they pull themselves back together?
Hey, Mr. Jesse, I just heard the lady from Florida talk all of that. So just hear me out, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
First of all, okay, when we came over here from Africa, the West Africa, the slave ones who was over, I'm not talking about the bourgeois people. I'm not talking about the middle class. They don't like us either. I'm talking about
the middle class blacks.
Hold on, just hear me out. Just hear me out.
Are you saying the middle class blacks don't like?
Hold on, no.
Are you saying the middle class blacks don't like the blacks?
Yeah, they distance themselves from us. Now listen, because they more into the white man dead. But look, check it out, man. Just hear me out. Look, check it out, man. We've been screwed. We wasn't meant to be citizens or nothing when we came over here, man. We wasn't meant to be nothing but slaves and build wealth for the white man, for them sugar canes and them cotton fields, man. Okay? All right? And
where you get that from?
Where I get that from, man.
Yes.
Look, check this out, man. We ain't come over here for nothing else but to work for them.
Where you get that from, Kevin? Kevin, where do you get that information from?
Because the Civil War was simply because the South, the Confederacy, wanted to keep slavery in slavery, and the Union did. So we fought for our freedom, but we really wasn't free. You understand?
Kevin.
Jim Crow came, segregation came after that.
Kevin, that's not true. That's not true.
What's not true? Now, what you be saying not true. Trump is not the great white hope. Republican or Democrat, whoever you put in that, we all screwed anyway. With no vaccine. We all screwed. It don't matter who you put in there.
Kevin, thank you. I got to take a break. Call me again. I'm back in a moment. 2 more hours. Another word, all right? From rage to responsibility. From rage. That's what I write about in the first chapter, especially how I overcame. Scam. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They are using them, and blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour one of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show already. It is Country and Western Tuesday, July 23rd, AD 2024. Stay tuned for hour two. JLP will be right back to your calls. The lines are full, guys. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, reports that... What? The economy is very strong. The U.S. economy remains historically strong, according to them. But the high cost of living in parts of the country is stressing out many workers. Stress out. Around 39% of Americans worry that they can't pay the bills. According to a new poll, as concerns rise about grocery prices and an unaffordable housing market. What a mess. But rest easy because the Chinese reportedly have it rough too, as do the French. Listen to this, quote, young people have a hard time finding jobs, but elderly people are not allowed to retire, unquote. That's a user on the Chinese social media site Weibo, if I'm pronouncing it right, or Weibo, W-E-I-B-O, reacting angrily after China's leaders, commies, by the way, I heard, announced plans to raise the retirement age. So you do have to work even in communism. Currently, men in urban areas can retire at 60 years old, while female union workers can retire at 50 or 55, depending on their occupation. China has struggled with a declining birth rate amid an aging population for years, with 2023 marking the lowest birth rate since the founding of Communist China in 1949. Wow. China's Communist Party been dominating only since 1949. So that country is only 50 or 70, 80, however long, 70-something years old, 75. But anyway, didn't they have the one-child policy, and then they changed it to two-children policy because they were overpopulated? So they thought commies are always dumb mamas. Anyway, back to America. Vice President cackling Kamala Harris has the support of enough Democrat delegates to win the party's nomination for so-called president, according to Commie Nonsense Network, CNN's delegate estimate. The so-called vice president is now marching toward the Democrat nomination as broad swaths of the party lined up behind her bid to take on our greatest president, Donald J. Trump. Kamala Harris will hold a campaign event in Milwaukee today if she hasn't already started. That's in where the RNC was, by the way, where they had that guy who was about to stab a fellow homeless man or something, and he got shot by outside cops. Staked her claim as the party's standard bearer with an electric speech Monday in Delaware, according to CNN. Oh, shoot. Okay. In her first day as candidate, Kamala Harris raised $81 million just down the drain. Imagine that. So said the campaign, calling it a historic outpouring of support. Suckers, huh? Meanwhile, the Trump on Monday, he said that the wound on his ear from the Pennsylvania assassination attempt, remember that one, was getting much better. Right on, Trump. His political operation is also readjusting to the new reality of a potential Trump versus Kamala Harris. Trump versus Kamala matchup. It's not Harris, it's Kamala. And sharpening their attacks on the vice president. So we wish them well. What a mess. Meanwhile, speaking of the Secret Service, who were supposed to protect Trump, the director, Kimberly Cheatle, faced off Monday with angry House lawmakers from both parties. You may have seen part of it on the American Anchor Baby yesterday. Over her security failures that led to the recent assassination attempt against our greatest president, Donald J. Trump. Kimberly Cheatle conceded the incident was a colossal failure on behalf of the Secret Service, refused to resign from her role, though. Before the Trump took the stage at the rally in PA, Pennsylvania, the director said the Secret Service had been notified between 2 and 5 times that there was a suspicious person in the area. She repeatedly stonewalled lawmakers' efforts to get further answers and pointed to ongoing FBI investigation. New details trickled in about the gun male, not a gun man, including that he visited the rally site twice before the event, may even have flown a drone over the area the day of the shooting. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP.
Got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. Who was I talking to before the break? Derek, who was I talking to from the break? Oh, Kevin from Florida. Kevin, call me again. Not today, but another time. We ran out of time there in the first hour. But call me again, Kevin, at another time. I appreciate it. You can get involved by calling 888-7753. 773-888-77. Jesse, happy White History Month. July is White History Month. If you're busy,
White history.
July shall always be White History Month. Amazing. If you're out and about, you're busy, crossing the borders, smashing, grabbing, whatever you're doing, or just plain old laying up at a beach, you can what? Oh, you could be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate, and we're going to get to your super chats here in a minute. To donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. It's Tuesday. It's the second hour of the show already. And every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me. Bring back my country to what the? Me. Who let the dogs out? Woo. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, amazing. I love country western music. I grew up on that in Alabama. Sweet Home Alabama. Oh, I wish I was in Dixie, away, away, way down yonder in Dixie, away, away. Sweet Home Alabama. Amazing, huh? What I want to do, I want to get back to Tyler because his phone wasn't working well, and I forgot to go back to him, and he's been waiting patiently. And Tyler wanted to know something about animal food as opposed to plants. Right, Tyler?
Yes, my question was relating towards animals and why people choose to eat animals.
Because it tastes good and it's healthy.
Okay, well, Personally, in my own conviction, I feel the way we treat animals is poor and wrong, and it lacks conviction.
Why you say that?
The way well, I just think the fact that we raise them to slay them, and we raise them in such terrible conditions, and the fact that we even have the entitlement over their being, you know, saying that we own your body.
God gave you authority over the animals.
But didn't he give us wisdom to not have to resort to such violent acts of cruelty when we can eat plant-based?
I'm
not trying to judge. I'm not trying to judge people, but I think like that's how I view it from my perspective. I'm not saying that's God's perspective.
Do you? Oh, so you're saying that God gave us authority over animals, and we can. You're saying that you're not disagreeing with God. You don't eat animal meat?
No, not personally. No.
What do you eat?
I eat, beans. I eat peanut butter. I eat whole grain Ezekiel 4:9 bread.
Why are you poor?
Just simple stuff. Yeah, I am. I'm homeless right now. I'm living in my car. I'm calling out of my car.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And so the reason you're not eating any meat, you don't have any meat?
No, actually, I just think about how I'm suffering and what I'm going through and the lack of control in my life.
How old are you?
My best. I'm 24.
Why don't you go get a job?
Well, I've worked a lot of jobs, Jesse, and most jobs don't really align with, God's values. You work these jobs and they end up treating you so poorly that it just ends up not being worth the hell. And honestly, I've had multiple jobs try to teach me empathy, how to learn about empathy and where it comes from, and
Kevin,
that's just
Kevin,
it's really rough.
Tyler.
Yes.
Why don't you go get a job, get yourself an apartment, and live your life?
I did just apply to a job, and I did just get an interview at O'Reilly's on Friday. The manager said he's waiting for the HR to approve my hire, but then he hired somebody else instead of me.
And so, how old are you?
I'm 24, and I've already applied to a couple new jobs.
So why don't you go back home and let your folks help you?
My dad is an alcoholic, and he's extremely hard to be around. He pushes people around, and when I'm there, he gets really aggressive and loud. And my stepmom is now married to him, and I don't want to be there because when I'm there, it causes things to get chaotic. And
Where's
it always
your mother?
ends up with the police being called. My mom is out of the picture. I've tried talking to her a lot, and she doesn't really care. I forgive her, like you say about forgiving, and all that. I've already, I came to God myself at 21 through, a bad, relationship with a girl or whatever. I came to God, to answer my problems, and I just rely on God, and I forgive. I'm not...
You told your mother you forgive her?
Yes.
And what did she say when you told her that?
She tries to be distant with me. She avoids me. So.
And did you forgive your father as well for not protecting you from your mother?
Yes, I've forgiven my father for everything he's done.
And did you tell him that?
Yes, I told him I don't resent him, that I love him, and I know he tried his best.
Yeah. Now, are you doing the silent prayer?
Maybe not necessarily the silent prayer necessarily, but I do try to stay in communion with God all day and just, rely on God for...
Are you doing the silent prayer?
No.
Why not?
I just feel God in my presence every day. And maybe I could be doing silence prayer, but...
What does he feel like? You say you
God
feel...
doesn't necessarily feel like anything. It's just...
But what do you mean you feel his presence every day?
You know the Spirit's there because you're doing your best, and you're not actively participating in sin. You're living by your values, and you're being...
Kevin, come back to your phone. Come back to your phone.
Yeah, you're living by your values, and you're being structured, and that makes you feel confident in your faith in God and your feeling in God.
So if you one with God, why are you homeless?
Well, I think to build character, maybe I'm lacking character in some regards. Maybe I need to grow more. I don't know. I've been homeless. This is my third time being homeless. I have people walking past me. It's kind of uncomfortable to talk about this, but this is my third time being homeless. And, this time around, I feel like I actually understand, how to get out of it. When I bought cars, I never registered them in my name, and I never paid for the insurance.
Kevin.
Now I have registration and insurance.
Kevin.
Tyler, by the way.
Tyler, yeah. I'm sorry about that, man.
Yeah, it's okay, Jesse.
Tyler, do what you want, but I recommend you need to start doing the silent prayer so you can stay out of your imagination. You're too one with your thoughts, and you don't know the depths of how all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything, and they're lying to you, and you're believing them, and that's why you can't keep a job. You have all these wrong ideas about your values and about other people, and they're keeping you in hell. Do your little hoop and holler prayer, whatever you're doing, but I recommend you start doing the silent prayer because you're living in darkness and you're calling it the light.
I guess I'm not really sure how that makes sense, but
you need to start doing the silent prayer so you can see you're involved in your imagination and thoughts. And you believe
I will
in them.
say I do entertain my thoughts a lot to the point where it does detriment my life.
I know it's clear to me that you're living in your imagination. So what I recommend, do what you want. You should start doing the silent prayer so you can live outside your thoughts and not in the thoughts. And then you should know God, and God will guide you. Right now, you don't have a relationship with God at all.
Oh, I feel like those thoughts lead to isolation a lot.
Isolation of what?
Disparity. Well, just like your thoughts, they ruin you.
Right, they do, but you
disparity and misery.
But you're living in them, and that's why you are miserable. So do those thoughts. Let me know. Do the silent prayer. Let me know how it goes. All right.
All right. Well, I just wanted to say one more thing. I really appreciate how you reach to young men about finding an identity through themselves and through Christ, and not through groups.
Nice.
Because that is what is dividing our country, and it is really disheartening to see people angry at the wrong things. People are angry at God, and it really doesn't make a lot of sense because it's people that are making life hell. You know, you got to return to the Father, like you said. You know, it's the only way to find peace and comfort in life. And you know, even if you're not perfect, at least you have the Father. So.
Absolutely. So start doing the silent prayer. Let me know how it goes, all right?
All right, Jesse, I will. Thank you very much.
All right, buddy. 888-775-3773. Let me go first to Jonathan, our first-time caller out of Pennsylvania. Jonathan, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Happy July.
Happy White History Month, Jonathan. Amazing.
So I wanted to get your thoughts on something.
Okay.
So I watch Bond every Sunday.
Uh-huh.
I follow pretty much almost just about all the practices. Like I hear from Bond and stuff, and I take it very seriously, and it's been super useful, super helpful. But I don't believe in like God and stuff.
You don't believe in God, you say?
Yeah.
God and stuff?
Like can I tell you something? Like
yeah.
I use the terms. Like if I hear somebody's very stressed about something and they talk to me about it, I'll tell them, I'll say, "Oh, that's just the devil." And I use that phrase when somebody's like really in their thoughts. But I don't actually believe that there's like such thing as a devil. You know, and I always wondered, what do you say to somebody, like, from your perspective? How do you view that?
Don't believe in evil?
Yeah.
You don't believe evil exists?
Well, so I use the term. I'll say, for example, if somebody's in their head,
but
and
you
if
don't,
somebody's...
Right, I understand that, but you don't believe evil exists?
Not literally, no.
Then how did you become so evil?
Uh-oh. Well, one, I don't think I am.
Do you think you're good?
That. No.
So,
I just think I just am.
You just am
like
what?
Existing. Like I think that's the crux of it. And like
why you don't know that you're evil?
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what means?
The idea of like if you have good or evil or stuff like that. Like to me, it's from what I can tell, you're either you could basically replace the word devil with like delusion, and you could replace the word God with like reality, and that to me I think is like that I can get, but with the terms like God and devil and stuff like that, it seems it's like even if I hear that it's helpful, it's to me it's like trying to believe in a superhero or a supervillain.
But I don't quite understand, if you don't believe that the devil exists, how did you become evil?
I don't know what that means.
You do know what it means.
But what? Well, I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know how to respond to that.
Because you don't know how you became evil, and that's why you can't respond to it?
No, because I don't believe there's like a supernatural. I don't believe there's like for example, I don't think there would be God or the devil.
And so how did you become evil? If the devil doesn't exist, if evil doesn't exist, how did you become evil?
I really don't get it. I don't get it. Like,
How old are you?
29.
Did you go to school?
I did.
You went to a white school or a black school?
Well,
I'm playing. I'm joking.
I get it.
But why? How did you become evil? Do you ever question yourself? Well, if evil doesn't exist, the devil doesn't exist, how did I become so evil? Do you ever question that?
No.
Why not?
But because I think that, for example, if a person's like a real big jerk, I think that it has a lot more to do with like really ignorance. Like they don't realize.
But evil is ignorance.
Okay. So that I get 100%. But the part that I do have difficulty understanding or believing is that there's a like okay.
Oh, I know what. Don't try to believe it. Yeah, don't try to believe it. You need to see for yourself. By getting to know yourself, you need to see for yourself that you are evil, and once you can see it, then you can overcome it. But there is evil. There is God, and there is Satan. There is evil for sure, without a doubt. And that's why I'm asking you, how did you become evil if you can't see that you are evil?
Oh, yeah, but so I got to be honest, I'm very, very, very confused about that, how to respond to that, because I don't agree with like the premise.
Oh, meaning that you don't see that you are evil?
I don't think.
Just so I understand, are you saying that you do not see that you are evil?
Well, I wouldn't say me, and I wouldn't. I understand how, like humans, like if every human is evil, then of course I'm evil. But I'm not. I don't want to specifically raise my hand and say I'm that. You know?
Why not? How will you overcome it if you can't raise your hand and admit, at least to yourself? You don't have to admit it to others, but at least to yourself. Mm-hmm. How will you overcome evil if you can't see and admit that you are evil?
Well, I can see that. I can see that, but I think
you can see what?
I can see that, for example, anything that has happened in history, anything bad a person has done, could have easily been me, were I in their shoes and in their.
But I'm asking you, how will you overcome evil? You overcome evil, Jonathan, if you can't see and admit that you are evil. How will you overcome it? Because to pretend that you're not is not getting rid of it. To say in your mind that evil doesn't exist is not going to help you overcome evil. So I'm wondering how will you, Jonathan, overcome evil if you can't raise your hand and admit that you are evil? How will you overcome it?
Well, I don't know. But I also, because I'm not sure, this is like something I don't understand sometimes when you're, whether it's at Bond or on the radio show. When you say evil or the devil or God, are you talking about an actual force, like an actual for example, I don't believe in like angels or demons or any of that type of stuff.
But you're still not telling me how did you become evil then? Did you do it on your own?
No, like I don't think like even if somebody's evil, let's say I'm evil, it wouldn't be my choice to be. I'm just existing through the world, and the world is as it is, and so you just you can't choose anything. You can't choose anything. So
are you saying you did not choose to be evil?
Okay. Okay. Okay, yes.
You did not choose to be evil?
Yeah, I didn't choose.
So how did you become evil?
So again, I don't necessarily believe in the word. Like, I don't believe in, like, this is the thing that's confusing me. I don't know if you're asking me, like, a metaphorical question, or if you're, like, but generally, I would say if somebody's evil, it's really just that they're identified with thoughts in their head, and they're in an environment where they can act out really, really bad.
But you're not able to tell me how you, Jonathan from Pennsylvania, first-time caller, you're not able to tell me how you became evil.
I really don't understand. And
so you never will overcome it since you can't admit that it's there, that you have it, right? That it's there. You don't expect to ever overcome it then, right?
Well, no. So the thing is I want to overcome it, but
how,
the thing is
Go ahead.
Well, the other thing is it's very awkward to call into a radio show and then say, "Hi, I'm evil. I'm Jonathan." Like,
but you called the radio show to say you were not evil. Why is it hard to call to say you are evil? And how will you overcome it if you can't admit that it's there? How will you overcome it, Jonathan?
So here's the thing. If I don't think people are bad or good, if I don't think they're evil or good, like I think just I don't know really know how to put it. I think you actually, so if you notice you have very bad anger, if you notice you're evil, you do have to say, okay, I have evil, I'm evil, whatever, and then you can overcome it.
But how will you overcome evil? You can't even admit that you are evil. You're not telling me how will you overcome it.
How would I overcome it?
If you can't admit that you have it, that you are evil, how? And then I got to run, but how will you overcome it? How will you overcome it if you can't admit that you are evil? Just answer that real fast for me.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
All right. Well, just FYI, and it's up to you. Do what you want. You're not going to overcome evil until you can admit that you are. And when you admit that you are, then you will overcome it. And I understand that it's difficult for you. It's easier for you to believe the lie of the imagination that you're not. Oh, I don't understand evil. There's no devil. I just don't understand good or evil. I can
oh my God.
I understand how the mind got you doing that because all thoughts are all lies, right? And they don't want you to know that you're evil, so they tell you that you're not. And you're like, oh, okay.
So, but I know you have to go, but can I ask you quickly?
Yeah.
So I do the practices. I don't do it morning and night, but I do the silent prayer. I wish I knew.
See, so you don't know what you're evil. You don't know how to overcome. You don't know why you don't do the silent prayer. What do you know?
I don't know, Jack Bleep. Nothing. But here's the thing. I see this. But what do you say to a person if it's like, just to make like a, like, okay, if somebody said to you, you I can't believe in like a floating castle. And it feels equivalent if somebody brings up God or the devil, it feels equivalent to a floating castle. Like I can use the metaphors. I understand that. I just like I
You
wish,
smoke pot?
I do not.
Huh?
I do not
You
anymore.
used to? Oh, okay.
Yes.
You had too much pot.
But what do you say to the person like who you've obviously met people who were in bond or something who didn't believe in God or didn't believe in the devil. Like that's the main thing. It's like
everybody I meet don't believe in God and they don't believe the devil. I've not met one that does believe in God.
So what does that mean? Like I hear you. I've heard even in bond you say stuff like you can't see him, you can't smell him, you can't, So like I've heard stuff like this. I've heard you say like similar things. I don't want to misquote you, but this is what I'm saying. It's like I'm not calling contentiously. I'm not calling to argue about this. It's like a literal thing. I don't believe in like these characters or these supernatural beings and stuff. I don't believe in them, but I think the practices are vital.
You think that Eve is a character?
The devil specifically.
Yeah.
And then I think evil is, I think
And so you want to know what do I say to people like that think that way?
Uh-oh.
No.
Yeah,
I'm asking that what you say.
Yes. Because and it's not, I'm not choosing, to my understanding, I'm not choosing not to believe this stuff. It's like, I don't believe in dragons, or any of this type of stuff. And if somebody told me, you have to turn to the great dragon or turn to God or stuff like that, like to me, these are just things that in my head I do not get what the hell people are talking about.
Because there are no dragons.
Right.
So that's why you can't turn to the dragon. There are no dragons. James, what's wrong with this boy?
Oh, geez Louise. No,
Hake is here.
Okay.
And Hake want to try to help you.
Do I?
Uh-oh.
Do you know who Hake is?
Of course.
You listen to the Hake Report?
I listen to your show and I listen to Bond, but I've seen Hake a ton over the years.
Oh, okay.
I've seen, but I don't watch your show daily and stuff like that.
Yeah, his show comes on right after mine, thehakereport.com.
Awesome.
He want to try to help you.
He's an atheist.
He's a what?
You're an atheist.
Are you an atheist?
I don't like identify by it and stuff like that.
Oh,
I
right
think it's very very it's very silly. Like this is the thing that's like makes this difficult to talk about.
Hold on 1 minute. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. Let me take a quick break. Don't hang up. Back in a moment. And then we got to get to Super Chats after this. And more phone calls. And back in a moment. What are you doing over there when we need you over here? Back in a moment. I recommend you get a copy of my book, From Rage to Responsibility. I write about how the spirit of anger was taken away from me 29 years ago. I forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father, and I returned to my father, and through him, my father on earth, and through him, I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. They may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. So get From Rage to Responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com for an autographed copy, or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man.
Places where you spend your time. Ain't no place I'd rather go. You're a funny little critter and I love you so. And I wanna take a ride and we'll bear in your mind.
Country and Western Tuesday, 888-7753-773. The Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning from 9 to 11. Right after my show, the Hake report.com. And then normally Joel Friday TV, but he's under the weather. Don't blame Joel Friday TV. He black. So he won't be here today. And I talked to him this morning, and he said he feels better, but if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, he'll be back tomorrow. All right? So keep Joel Friday TV, as the Christians would say, in your prayers. My prayers are with you. Amazing. But after that, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. The American Anchor Baby. You don't want to miss it. He's on fire at 12 noon. All right? I got a text from a friend, and he said that celebrity actor George Clooney endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris on Tuesday and praised President Biden for dropping out of the race, according to CNN. Amazing. Thank you, buddy. Jesse, did you hear Sheila Jackson Lee died at 74, according to CNN? Are you serious? She dead. Sheila Jackson Lee is dead. She dead. So wow, no, I did not hear that. She looked like she was about to die. She had pancreatic cancer. Really?
According to CNN.
Wow.
Yep.
Sheila Jackson Lee, there she is.
She called herself a tough lady.
Lord. I can think of many words. Tough is not one.
Rough, maybe. Rough looking.
What made her soul rest in peace, I did not know. Sheila Jackson Lee was the one of the representatives out of Houston, Texas. No, I did not know she expired at 74, according to CNN. Amazing. What made her soul rest in peace? Let me go quickly back to Jonathan. So, Jonathan.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you're saying that you don't believe that there is a God and you don't believe that there is a devil, right?
Yeah.
But you believe what?
That is staying out of your thoughts, letting go of anger, forgiving your parents, and I mean basically really forgiving everybody, but specifically your parents, is essential to living in reality.
And go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No,
that's okay.
And if you don't believe that there is a God, who is causing you to see?
I have zero clue. I have no clue.
Right.
And I don't get, this is one of those things that's like, I'm not saying this in like a contentious way, like I'm trying to argue and this and that, and I'm trying to
I don't
prove
get
one
that,
theory
yeah.
or this.
No,
right.
That's clear.
It's just, thank you. It's just, what do you, okay, so I'm in this, and I notice that, you know, you forgive your parents, things get better, you let go of anger, and you stay out of your thoughts, and, you know, but I even use the language, like I even say, like, you know, if I have thoughts popping up, I even say it to myself, it's like, oh, that's just the devil. But I don't literally believe in like a supernatural figure or supernatural character, force, whatever you want to call it. And I assume you meet other people like me who bring this up to you, and I just don't get like what do you say to them and stuff. And
I would say to them, you know what? I understand. Don't try to make yourself believe. Don't try to make yourself see anything, and just you're fine. Just do the silent prayer. Work on it. Be present, and you shall know the truth. It's enough to know that you don't see those things. It's enough to know that you don't believe those things, rather than believing that you do believe it and you don't believe it. So you're doing fine.
Oh, I see. I think. All right, yeah. I don't know.
Stay with it.
Thank you.
And don't try to make yourself believe anything.
All right, well, thanks. And also, Bond. I like the radio show, but Bond, that's where it's at. It's really fantastic stuff.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you support Bond?
No, I haven't. I just listened to it.
Why don't you give back if you've been helped?
Okay, I will.
What the?
I will.
All right, buddy.
Okay.
What are you about to say?
Thank you. I was going to say, what's the oh, I don't know if I could ask, but I was going to say, what's the average, like, what's the average donation? Like, do people, you know, I don't know if I could ask that, though.
No, you give what you want, what you can.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Bye. 888-7753-773. Let's do some super chats and then back to the phones. Super chat. Super.
Over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, Jacob says, do you keep the Sabbath? He asks. I returned to my father, and we have some Jewish roots. I was raised Messianic Jew. And
Message Jew.
That's the Jew for Jesus.
Oh,
and
the message Jews?
Mm-hmm, Messianic.
Well, why do they say they messy?
They don't say they're messy. They say they're Messianic, meaning they believe that Jesus was the Messiah, the Christ.
Oh, so Messianic.
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 It's a fancy word for Messiah believing.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just the same as a Christian saying Christian believer?
Yep.
But it's a Messianic believer.
Then he became a regular Christian instead of a Messianic Jew.
Right.
I wanted to offer a biblical question because my dad told me this is one of God's true tests of faith. I was curious what you think about the Sabbath and keeping it holy. Do you keep the Sabbath? His biblical question suggestion.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, you don't?
What day is it?
Sabado. Saturday. The day of rest.
I definitely I do as many quiet times as I possibly can. That's my rest time. I don't have a particular day that I do it, but I just find those times where I can just be present. Really. And so, but as far as having a day to do it, I don't have a day. And don't be a messy Jew. Right? But he said he's no longer a messy Jew. He was a Christian now, right?
Yeah.
Messianic Jew means believing in Jesus.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Nice. Well, you could be a messy Jew.
But he turned regular Christian. He
What?
says he was raised Messianic Jew and has since become a Christian.
Why did you leave messy Jew and became a Christian?
Yeah, because they're both Christians.
They're both the same.
They're both.
It sounds like.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Mask Man gave a Cash App donation saying, black skin, but pure American throughout.
Yeah, that's right. American on the American on the inside, black on the outside. Amazing. Thank you.
Also on Cash App, Cornerstone donated. No message.
Thank you, Cornerstone.
MB, 3 coffees. Matthew 23:15. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You travel over land and sea to make one convert. Then when he becomes one, you make him twice as much a child of hell as you are. When we go out and preach to get a convert, are we making him twice as much a child of hell?
Yep. You really are. Thank you. Amazing.
5 coffees, soul conscious. Jesse, one thing for sure, women are running the Democrat Party. What a hot mess.
I know. What a mess. Secret Service Director Cheatle resigns after mounting pressure in wake of Trump assassination attempt.
What's the source, bro?
What's the source, friend? My friend just texted me again telling me that. You don't see it online anymore? Or no?
Let me check on
Apparently
X.
she resigned. She looked like she was going to resign yesterday, all that pressure, when she was under fire at the house, the government house.
When I read the news at the end of the first hour, it said she refused to resign.
That lady can't take all that pressure.
I know, but...
She's a female. But they said...
Okay, so according to Colin Rugg, who posts on X a lot, Secret Service director is resigning after getting grilled. But that's... Let's see. Okay, ABC News. That's the real news. Says, breaking 11 minutes ago. Secret Service Director Kim Cheatle has resigned. Sources familiar with the decision tell ABC News.
My friend is telling me right now it's on Fox News, too.
Okay. All right.
Well, right. You on it this morning, buddy. You on the news. Thank you for that. Breaking news on both cases.
So Hake News was late news this morning then, because I said that she hadn't.
CNN is talking about it. Fox is talking about it. Right on. She gone.
Yep.
She looked like she was about to break down up there when she was up to before the house yesterday. She was like, Lord, if I can only get out of here. Y'all ain't going to hear from me no more. I'm out of here.
She was drinking her water bottle all the way.
Oh,
Was that on? Did I see that on your show, Anchor Baby?
She was under pressure yesterday. Wow. Amazing.
All right.
But thank you.
Back to the
Get
Super Chats.
behind me, Satan. That's right. Breaking news.
Brian bought a coffee saying, Hake secretly wants to marry Kamala Harris and make a family. Sorry, kids. He didn't say it like that.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, thanks.
I cleaned it up for you.
Nice.
Sion C bought a coffee. Did you know Donald Trump wanted to go with Doug Burgum as vice president until his sons advised him to pick that fake J.D. Vance, who's only a fan of Trump because it benefited him politically. Oh, well, the damage is done.
So how do you know that he wanted to be friends because it helped him political. How do you know he did not have a change of mind? And how do you know that that's the reason he pitched him? It might be, but how do you know that? Uh-huh. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sion, as always.
That was from Sion?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Sion. What? I didn't know that was from Sion. Sion, how do you know that's true that he only liked Trump now because it's helped him politically? How do you know it's because of the sons that he picked them? And how do you know whatever you said about him? Let me know, Sion. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Sion.
Yeah.
It's me, Xenia, monthly supporter on Rumble. Says, nice shirt, Hake. Thumbs up emoji.
I'll tell him that.
Thank you. That's kind. Sharmi bought a coffee. Uncle Jesse, Kamala isn't black. Her family owned slaves in Jamaica. Her husband is a beta. I can't take her anymore. I'm tired of these. I'm tired of these monkey fighting shenanigans. Scrunch straight face emoji, not smiling. Ahem. Thank you for all you do.
Right on. Thank you. I appreciate it. And there were black people who owned slaves. As a matter of fact, it was the blacks who sold the blacks to the Arabs in Africa. They sold the blacks. So they owned the blacks. Blacks used to, in Africa, they used blacks as money to when they want to buy animals, cows and things like that, they would sell a black. Isn't that amazing? In Africa, you don't hear anything about that one. Amazing. Thank you.
Greenwall Coffee. So the Dems are going to run another woman against Trump because that worked so well for them in 2016?
They can't help it. The Dems are subject to the blacks and women. They have to go that way. They have no other choice. Amazing. Thank you.
Zach Coffee. Is it just me, or does Joelle give out super strong beta vibes? It's overwhelming. Hashtag beta.
I don't know what you mean. I don't understand that, but thank you.
That's kind, Zach. Thank you.
What the?
Shout out to Joelle Friday.
Hey, Joelle, get some rest, buddy.
It's me, Xenia, gave a Rumble rant. Good morning, JLP and crew. Strong arm, Christian cross, and American flag.
Thank you.
Thank you, Xenia. And let me just double check over on the D Live crew. Shout out, guys. Thank you for the lemons and ice creams. And thank you, guys. That's all for now.
Amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me go to the first time caller, Theo, out of Connecticut.
Hello.
Theo, thanks for calling. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse Lee, glad to talk to you. I'm a big fan of yours, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I first heard of you through the Patriot Twins, when they're kind of funny. I first saw you. I wasn't quite sure if it was real, but I see. Hey, I think, like I said, I think you're doing a great job. I did call because I want to talk about, and it's kind of good. Some of these young guys you've been talking to before, they're not being taught correctly. I mean, they try to separate us with this, black history. That's American history.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not black history.
Yeah.
And try to separate us. I mean, but the Buffalo Soldiers, these guys that came from slavery and became cavalry. I mean, they're Americans. It is what it is. But like I see, the first guy, I guess Kevin, he was an angry young black man. You could just tell, and they did a good job with him. I mean, he does agree with some of the things you said, but he's angry. You can just tell. He's looking to cross you up, and it's bad that we get these kind of guys, these kids. And then the second kid, he seems lost. I mean, he's not believing in the Lord, and and he's worried about one job says something. As long as you do a good job and you do the job you're supposed to do that they're paying you to do, it doesn't matter what you think or anything else. Just do your job. My grandma always said, you do a good job, and that's all that matters.
That's right, man. I don't know. I don't get it when these people, they go to work, they think they got to be Christians at work. They have to politicize at work. Get a job and do the job. Keep the promise. Do a good job. You get paid. You're at work to earn a living. You're not there to preach.
Right. And not only that, it's like you're my grandma said, crawl all the way to the bank. If they say something bad to you, I mean, they can't disrespect you, but you crawl all the way to the bank because, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, man. You're right about that. The good
I'm
old
62
days.
years old. Yeah, I'm 62 years old, and I've been working since I was 14.
Yeah.
You know, you just get out there, you do what you got to do. I mean, you're not there. It's not a popularity contest. You know, you go along with what they're doing because they're paying you money. They're not.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
So I mean, like I say, this last kid, he didn't know but the devil. You know, the greatest trick the devil ever did was make people think he doesn't exist.
Absolutely.
Whoa. So I mean, he loves the kids like that.
Yeah,
right?
You're absolutely right, man. How old are you, you say?
I'm 62.
See, you're from the good old days when men were men and boys were boys. They don't teach that anymore, man.
Yeah, these guys. I mean, they're all beta. I got a friend. He was he was a neighbor. I mean, he wants to be an MMA fighter. He's trying to do good, but he's too light. You know, it's like, let me see how you take a punch in the face. You know what I mean?
That's right.
He's like, you got to cowboy up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it isn't all about how your feelings are. You know, you got to get up, do what you got to do, and when you get knocked down, you get back up.
That's
right. These guys, they get knocked down. They want mommy to take care of them. I didn't get nothing when I was a kid. You know, all I got when I joined the Navy at 17 was a natural ass whooping when I left the house. That was it.
That's right.
there was nothing else. You know, and that's how it was. So,
Theo, amazing call, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. Hey, it's been my pleasure.
You call me again, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. He's right. God bless you too. He's right. When you go to work, you go to work. You're not going there to talk about your little Christian views. You're not going there to talk about your politics. You're going to work to earn a living and do the job for the boss, the person that owns the company. And you say, okay, if you pay me X amount of dollars, I'll produce your products for you. That's all. That's the only reason you go to work. You're not there to preach and argue with people and try to prove anything. Sion, this is for Sion, and this is an amazing reminder for me too, for my friend again. They said Trump interview with Jesse Waters on Fox yesterday, and I saw this. Trump interview with Jesse Waters on Fox, and Trump said that he chose Vance because Vance did have a change of heart and became one of his biggest supporters. And Vance talked about how he didn't agree with Trump before. He thought he had the wrong impression of Trump because he listened to the media and all that. But when he saw for himself what Trump was all about, he had a change of heart. And he became one of Trump's biggest supporters, according to Trump. And that's why Trump pitched him as VP. Sion. See there, Sion? Sometimes your enemy can become your biggest supporter because they have a change of heart. Everyone can change if they want to. But thank you, Sion. Let me go to Nathan, our first-time caller out of Texas. Nathan, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Jesse. How are you?
All is well, Nathan.
Hey, I want to thank you so much for having this show. You know?
You're welcome.
You teach and show young people how to go and forgive their parents. That's hard. Oh, but it's great.
Nathan, I'm sorry. Can you hold for me?
Yes.
Let me take a quick break. When I come back, I'll come to you first. 888-77-JESSE. A quick break. 1 more hour to go. Hate news, not the fake news, and I'll be back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand. I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
Oh, no, you're fine. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Tuesday, July 23rd, AD 2024. Stay tuned for hour 3. JLP is speaking over me. And,
you can hear me?
And it's Hake news, not fake news. Oh. Would you like to participate, Jesse, during your break?
No. I don't know if you can. I'm just sitting here.
Right. And we can't see you either.
Sitting here resting my bones. When time won't leave me alone. I got a home in Georgia. Amazing.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there you. You can see me.
Very nice. Thank you, Jesse Lee. He'll be here all morning. It's Hake news, not fake news, though. Sorry, guys. Whole lot of mess going on in the world. So hang tight, callers. The lines are full. Did I tell you about the Secret Service thing? I think I did. Flight cancellations. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN reports, hundreds of flights in the United States were canceled even this week. Not just last week, but this week too. As carriers work to recover from a global, explain that, flat earthers, tech outage that caused massive delays and left travelers stranded at airports around the so-called nation, which it is no longer a nation, really, is it? Delta Airlines canceled over 1,200 flights into, within, or out of the United States just on Monday alone, yesterday. Over 9,000 were delayed, according to flight tracking site FlightAware. That's a website. Delta passengers been slammed by more than 4,400 cancellations since Friday, including more than 950 as of Monday evening. By far the most of any airline. Delta, you lean in a little too hard there on Microsoft, and Microsoft, you lean in there a little too hard on CrowdStrike, which failed. I think that's what the issue was, right? The largest IT outage in history, prompted by the software update from cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike for Microsoft devices, impacted more than 8.5 million Windows devices worldwide. I told you that yesterday, causing disorder at airports, outages for 911 services. 911's a joke in your town. And challenges at healthcare facilities, even in Israel. What a mess. Speaking of Israel, Israel's based Prime Minister, Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu, is in lame-o swamp Washington, D.C. He should run D.C., not these swamp creatures. Am I right or am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. As a ceasefire and hostage deal, the Israel-Hamas war remains stalled. Netanyahu is expected to meet with the so-called president, Crooked Joe Biden, on Thursday. If Biden makes it. We're pulling for you, Biden. So said a U.S. official. The date of the meeting remains fluid because Biden is recovering from the China virus, what the global homo people call COVID-19. Netanyahu's visit comes as tensions between these two so-called leaders, he's a leader, Biden is not, my opinion, have escalated as the United States has grown increasingly frustrated with the way Israel has executed the war in Gaza, including the lack of protections for civilians, supposedly. Vice President cackling Kamala Harris plans to skip Netanyahu's speech in Congress this week, but that's what a source told Commie Nonsense. But that's underscoring the tense relationship between the Biden administration and the Israeli prime minister. But I heard that she plans to try to meet with him separately or something dumb like that. What a mess. Olympics preparations in dirty Paris. Days just until the start of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, Summer Olympics. Always used to be exciting, not so much anymore. France is finalizing their massive security operation as flocks of visitors head to the city. There are a handful of sporting venues in different parts of France. Even further afield, Paris is hosting a fairly compact Olympic Games. Majority of the facilities located within a 3.1-mile radius of the Olympic Village. Not too shabby. Fans will be able to walk or cycle between these sites or get around via Paris's metro system. What else? Opening ceremony. I heard that is it true that Snoop Dogg is going to carry the torch? Anyway, they're going to do it be along the river Sign or Sin, I'm told. Shout out to Joe from Phoenix. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
It's White History Month. I'm gonna celebrate with my friends. It's White History Month. So be sure to tell everyone. There will always be different months to celebrate. This month's gonna be White History.
July will always be White History Month, uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. Jesse. Brand new biblical question for this week, and it's a doozy. I think everybody's going to say the same thing. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to be a doozy. Have you ever seen God? Have you ever seen God? Have you ever seen God? What? Is he about to get off the train? What an amazing question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about and you don't have time to sit and watch the show, you can podcast. Always podcast the show any time of day or night. But you can be listening live no matter what you're doing or where you are, by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live on your iPhone or iPad at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. Isn't that amazing? Yes, Jesse, that is amazing. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP. buymeacoffee.com/JLP talk. buymeacoffee.com/JLP talk or rebuildingtheman.com. rebuildingtheman.com. Cash App too. Buying the LP Cash App, but rebuildingtheman.com. It's Tuesday. Every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me. Bring back my country to me. What the? Who let the dogs out? Woo. Amazing. Unfortunately, my country is not coming back. Bye, America. Nice knowing you. It's gone. It's a socialist country now. And by the way, Sion is a super chatter. Now that Trump have said that he knew that what's his face did not agree with him before. His vice president didn't agree with him before, and now he understands Trump and he knows what Trump can do. He's seen him in action as president. he now support Trump. Sion, what do you think now? What do you think now, Sion? As a matter of fact, I recommend, Sion, that you watch that interview. You watched that interview on Jesse Waters' CNN last night. It was amazing. And there's supposed to be a part 2 tonight, I think. But I watched that interview with J.D. Vance and the Great White Hope on Jesse Waters. It was deep. It was deep. And you can tell that J.D. have the utmost respect for the Great White Hope. I think, and I don't know, I have to wait and see. But I think J.D. is going to be a good VP. But we'll wait and see. Let me go back to Nathan. First time call out of Texas. I had to put him on hold there. Ran out of time. Nathan, thank you for holding. Go ahead.
Oh, you're welcome, Jesse.
Yes.
You're talking about human slavery, and I think every human is a slave. Inside themselves, you're a slave to your senses, your 5 senses outwardly, your emotional senses that drive you and your wants in the world. That has to be overcome. I mean, just to be able to navigate in the world, right?
When you say you're a slave to your senses, you say?
Yeah, you're a slave to your wants of your touch and your sight and your taste and all your hungers and desires that have to be fulfilled. You have to sleep, you have to eat, all the bodily functions. You're a slave to all that, and your emotions that drive all your wants and needs you see other people have and have not.
And so the reason that you call that a slave, you call it a slave because we have no other choice?
Well, we have choice.
But how
we
is
have
it,
choice.
how are we a slave then to our physical needs?
Well, if you don't eat, you'll get hungry enough to die. You eventually will die.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
If you don't get what people don't get their wants fulfilled in life. They lash out in their anger and their, desire to have and step on the necks of other people one way or another, gently or rough, to get what they want. I mean, it looks like that in the world.
And so they are a slave to their imagination.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean...
Are you overcoming your imagination?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anger's been taken from me. Fear, guilt, shame. I'm only left... I'm in a broken body where I disabled, can't do a lot. But in all this, I had to go to God. I couldn't move hardly. And in it, oddly enough, things came, and I've been tempted like Job, and even had different afflictions added upon. The shingles virus is an interesting one where it wraps around my left side, and then, all the scabs and flesh fell off of that. It's left me with a terrible burning pain, but that blessed shingles virus and all that is taking pain off of my spine that's been making me want to die for so many years.
How old are you?
60.
And so how long you been going through all this pain?
Years and years. I worked on the railroad, swinging a hammer when I first got married 40 years ago next month. And, years of building and getting strong. I was a 250-pound guy with a 185-pound grip that could do just about anything. And had a staph infection eat part of my heart. Had to have that replaced and put on heavy antibiotics and said, build your body back. Well, I built it like a feedlot cow with the anti-life chemistry, and, it's necessary to keep infections from that new valve and everything. Either way, over the years, the whole body just started breaking down. They looked for cancer. They looked for all kinds of stuff. It's just cellular degeneration from that. But with no way out, I spent time in a hospital a year ago in June where my right hand swelled up for no reason, or apparently, and they treated it for infection in case it affected my heart and inflammation. I dove into what's causing all this in my body, and I just started getting healthier, eating whole foods, doing hot therapy in the tub, going into and swimming. I can't walk around. Gravity is I have 2 inversion tables, so I can just get in one wherever I'm at, sort of.
And so are you getting better or worse?
Oh, way better, way better.
Oh, good.
I found a way to use the hot water and the breathing and just the things to care for the physical body. In the swimming, when the water got cold, I would still go in, and I found that after the hot, and then go in calmly into the stressor. Go into the stressor of life calmly, and it'll be easier,
Absolutely.
And I could get a half an hour to 45 minutes of pain-free walking around soaking wet in the snow with no cold, no nothing. And that was just a blessed thing. But still, there was no chance of repair of my back because of the blood thinners I have to take that I can't stop from the heart valve.
Oh, a mess.
So I went in and just prayed to God, please, something. And yeah, you can get taken and changed. You really can. And you will know truly who you are.
Amazing.
And who you truly.
Let me ask you a quick question because of time here. You mentioned Job, right? You said something about Job.
Oh, I was tempted like Job.
Tempted like Job. Did you know, is it true? Is it true? I should ask Hake too, but is it true that the Job story is not even true? It's a made-up story?
I think the word story is made up. I mean...
Have you ever heard that the Job story was not true? I heard that someone was telling me that last night, that the Job story is not true. It was made up.
It's the oldest book in the Bible, right? And in some of the story, it talks about dinosaurs being in the water and only having to open its mouth no matter how high the water got to take in vegetation and things like that. And I think something about the tyrant king. There's, the giant lizard things. But
so you believe that the Job story is true or not true?
I believe it's fine to be true. Mainly because this stuff came and hit me, and the scripture popped in. Not at the time. I mean, I was being tempted with things that I thought I wanted here. I mean, it's all impermanent. And I have a old particular car, a couple of them I'm trying to get going, and I just can't see the impermanence of it and me trying to get another one. And a friend...
so let me do this, Nathan, because I have to run.
Yeah, time. Yeah, I'm sorry.
What have you learned about life or about yourself since you've been having to deal with all these physical ailments? What have you learned about life or about self that you didn't know prior to going through all this?
Better navigation. You gaining knowledge of good and evil and labeling all that, navigate around it or into it if you need it. If it's good, go towards it. If it's not around it, people don't know what to navigate around here. I mean, there's so many things biblical. I mean, the Tower of Babel still echoes and words get changed. Meanings of words get changed is what happens. I mean, gay used to just be associated with happy, and it's attached to something else. And
what have you learned?
I'm sorry.
What have you learned about yourself or about life since dealing with all the physical issues that you've had and are having with your body?
The body is not me. It's not. It's I reside in it for now. I don't know how to explain. Words are hard to explain. Life is beautiful, and life is messed up. Look at how...
Do you get lonely?
I don't know. I do not.
Oh, okay.
Right now, I mean, I spend a lot of time away from people.
You have
there's
children?
Changed. I have 3 children and several grandchildren,
and so they play with you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And oddly enough, through all this, in all that, everybody notices that I've changed. I'm different. I'm kinder. I'm quieter. And they've had me get a brain scan even. It's kind of funny. I can't wait to see what's in there. There's changes made in my brain.
Maybe you see Joe Biden in there.
Nah, I don't think. I'm pretty sure not.
I'm playing.
Oh, but it's I'm lucidly awake in an odd clarity of peace, and I don't suffer in any kind of pain. I endure it. But
Nathan, I got to run. Call me again.
Okay, yes. No, thank you. I wanted to call for a long time. Thank you for your show. Thank you for helping young people and old people. People need to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And application, you can see all you want, but try some application.
Absolutely, man.
Love
Thank you,
brother.
buddy. You too.
Take care.
All right. Bye now. 888-77-53773. There's one line open. Let me go to India and talk to AMAN. AMAN, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How are you?
All is well, sir.
Don't call me sir. I'm only 24.
You're not old enough to be a sir?
No, like I see you as like above me, and I don't want to be called sir.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Okay, young
and
man.
you yourself tell others to call you Jesse.
Jesse.
So it doesn't even make sense.
Okay.
So my question was, how do I know that I'm on the straight and narrow path, and how do I know that I'm on the wide and destructive path?
When you're on the straight and narrow path, you can see.
Yeah, how do I know?
You can see.
Like, can you explain it a little bit?
You can see when you're on that straight and narrow path.
Okay. So my next question is like, you say the words that blow my mind, and I forget the rest of my questions. It's not even on my mind right now. So
Didn't I blow your mind this time? Didn't I?
Can I ask?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So, how do I know about like realization? You know, like when you have a question and it's just there and you're doing the silent prayer, and you said it too, like all of a sudden it just hits you. So how do I know like if it's a realization or not?
Just wait and see, and you will know.
It will happen naturally?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And one more question. How, like, I've noticed this in me that the difference, like, when you find, like, when you try to find out about God, you feel joyful, you said. Like, it's a joyful thing. I want to know more about God, and I want to be His son, and stuff like that. How come I don't have this in me? Am I, like created different or something?
You ask why you don't have it in you?
Yeah, the curiosity about knowing about God, the curiosity and joy, and finding joy in that, and being patient with it. And how do you have all this, but I don't have it?
Because you're crazy.
Oh.
No, I'm playing. I'm joking. But you do have it. You're seeking the Father, right?
I mean, I don't know what that means either.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
Yeah, every day I'm doing it, and like I do it like literally every day. I forgive everybody, and I'm still like trying to find, like, I don't have that peace right now, and I'm like, do I have somebody's identity in me, or I'm keep trying to find something within me, but I keep.
You want peace?
Yeah.
Stay out of your thoughts. Stay present.
Yeah, I know I'm going crazy over them.
Stay present. When those thoughts come, let them pass. Don't identify with them. Don't call them you. Just stay present, and you'll be fine. You'll have peace.
So I have that in me that you have also, and it's just
Yes.
that I'm overthinking.
Yes. You want to stop thinking. You don't want to be thinking, period, except about practical things. Going to work, building a house, what you're going to have for dinner, what kind of car you're going to drive. But you don't want to be thinking about all this other stuff that you're thinking about God and thinking about when is it happening, thinking about I can see or not. You don't want to, and all the false illusion about yourself. Drop all that, and you want to have a no-thinking life. You try to think your way up into God, and you can't.
So when I stop thinking, everything will be naturally revealed to me every second, like right now?
Absolutely, 100%. Everything you need to know for now will be revealed to you now.
Okay. So, and my next question is that, like, it's kind of like, you don't have to answer this because it's kind of private, but like, you know, like I see you as like you are so much closer to God than anybody else in the world. And I'm like, how many times do you hear God's voice? Like his voiceless voice? Like how many times? Because you're so close to him and I'm not.
There's no such
Because
thing
I'm
as
in my thoughts.
there's no such thing as how many times. That's not even a question. What the?
Well, like, so like it just happens naturally when he wants to say something, he just reveals to you and that's it.
You need to, here's what I recommend, that you stay present. Stay out of your thoughts and emotions. Those thoughts and emotions are all illusions. They're demons pretending to be real, and they're not.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And so just relax and don't be in your head about spiritual things. Don't be thinking about that.
Oh, so I'm not even supposed to think about these things and it will be revealed naturally?
Absolutely. Thinking about them, you would never know them. When you stop thinking about them is when you would know them.
So I'm still playing God by thinking about it?
Absolutely.
Wow. I am crazy.
You can say that again.
Yeah. It's like addiction.
Yeah.
Going from one thing to another, being crazy about it.
Absolutely.
So how do I like trust in God that it will be naturally? Like when I just drop it, I just drop this thinking?
Yes. You trust in God by not trusting in God. Drop your thinking.
And what about like the part where like you said like go to God in fear so that he can save you from it? I thought like you're supposed to overcome the fear and then go towards God.
No, when you're facing the fear and you don't run away from the fear and you don't try to escape the fear, but when you face trembling, when you're facing loneliness, when you're in it, you're living with it, you've accepted it, you're living in it, then God will save you from it. But if you use anything or anyone else to get past the fear, you're only getting deeper into it because no one can save you from it. But you can't run from it. You have to live and shake in fear, and God will save you from it.
So let's say that like there is a dog in front of me that is very aggressive and I automatically start fearing.
A dog?
Right? So I'm not... Yeah, let's say a dog or a rat or whatever animal.
Well, that's a practical fear. You better be trying to run from that dog. Who let the dogs out?
Hassan.
But you went from irrational fear, illusional fear, to practical fear. You're supposed to be practical, and that if there's a mean dog around, and you should protect yourself from the dog.
But like I thought that it's logical, like like that dog can bite me and I should stay away instead of like fearing, like the dog is gonna bite me, it's gonna hurt. Like, can I overcome that?
If the dog is gonna bite you, you need to stay away from the dog.
Oh, okay. So I'm not supposed to go towards it and overcome, right?
No.
Oh.
No.
That's what I thought.
What the?
That's what my mind was saying. Oh, go towards it, defeat it, and stuff like that. That makes no sense.
Are you living in India?
Yeah.
You better not let Buddha hear you say that.
Yeah, they worship all kinds of animals here.
That's right. But thank you, Amon. I got to run, man, but
yeah, okay.
Stop
Thank
thinking
you so much, Jesse.
You're welcome. Stop thinking about God.
Okay.
Don't think about God.
So don't think and just be present and everything will fall on its own.
100%.
Okay. Thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Let me go to BLAQROSE out of Sweet Home, Alabama. BLAQROSE, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, and thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome, BLAQROSE.
I think
Is that your real name?
My name? Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why?
No, I ain't never heard about a name, BLAQROSE. What the? I heard of
So what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Okay, thanks. So, okay, number one thing, people who call your show, it seems like they hang up confused.
What do you mean?
Okay, for instance, the guy that just called, and then yesterday, the caller you had on there yesterday, you told her she is not the kid's mother and they're not her kids. I'm like, well, what is she if she's not the mother? You had me confused. But anyway,
I don't know what
why
you're
you play
talking
so
about.
much? Have you?
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking
Go
about?
back. You told, well, we don't talk about now, but you did do that. You told the lady that those are not her kids. They was grown, though. And then you said, and you are not their mother. She said, okay.
But I know she's about the young lady that called, and the kids are all adults now, and she's still Tracy. I know, but she's not their mama anymore. They're grown individuals. You know how with animals, when the
birth certificate changes.
When the animals become adults, they go away and they become grown-ups.
You know what, Jesse? Because of you, I decided not to sin yesterday.
No, did you? I just asked you a question.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
When you know how when animals grow up, they go away from mama?
Yes, they do. Damn, my dog barks.
Hold on. You get your dog right. I'll come back to you. Who let the dogs out? Don't hang up. Let me go quickly to Jonathan out of Nebraska. Jonathan, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how's it going, Jesse?
All is well, Jonathan.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. I just want to make sure I'm walking through a hog barn, just trying to get on the line with you. So I'm going to step out real quick. But anyways, I was just calling just to say thank you. I've done a few counseling sessions with you before. Called in a couple times talking about my ex-wife and this and that. And I just wanted to say that it's starting to really now start to pay off. Just had some things happen when normally I'd be calling and kind of crying to you about it. But now it's just because I've been working on me and I've been doing the silent prayer. It just is coming easy. Just not in my feelings or emotions. And even though things outside of me are happening, constantly working on myself, and just wanted to tell you I appreciate you, everything that you do, man.
You're welcome.
You're a rock star.
And what have you realized about yourself that is not working?
I have realized who I'm not more than anything. And in realizing who I'm not, it makes it easier, I think, on gravitating towards finding out who I am. So I've had a really good time lately, just realizing what I'm not, not the thoughts, not the emotions.
Yeah.
Not and these moments too where I'd want to call people, just like you saying. I'm really realizing too, and even the scripture. You just see people reading the Bible like they're reading a math book.
Yeah.
Because they want to get smarter. And it's like if that was that easy just to read the Bible, and that was the save all, do all, that just it doesn't seem right. And that's what I'm realizing more and more. Finding out who I'm not.
Jonathan, are you able to hold on for 1 minute?
Absolutely, I can hold on.
All right, let me take a quick break. I'll come back to you. And Black Rose, hold on to. Make sure Black Rose phone is fine now with the dog. Back in a moment. Discover over the 30 years of counseling, the one thing that's missing, and I think because it's not taught in the homes or talked about, we don't have examples of it, right, is love. Our theme this year is to bring back Christianity, to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, our neighbor as ourselves, and to endure. And when you're in a fallen state, people will judge the molester but think they're better than the molester. And I ask, well, why do you think you're better? When I realized it doesn't matter what you think about yourself or how much you have or don't have or how you accomplish things in life or don't. If you have no love, you have nothing. Okay, folks, welcome back. The Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, H-A-K-E report.com. And the treasure chest is now open as well. The treasure chest is open on D-Live. Amazing. The Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning, right? From 9 to 11 a.m. And after the Hake Report at 12 noon today, no Joel Friday. He'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully you're feeling better, but he'll be back tomorrow. Joel Friday is not here, so the American Anchor Baby at 12 noon today. The American Anchor Baby. And you don't want to miss it. He is on fire. The American Anchor Baby at 12 noon today. And go to rebuildingtheman.com. I need you to go and make a donation, y'all. I don't want to have to remind you, but go and support the nonprofit. It helped get all this done. Rebuildingtheman.com/donate or call 800-411-BOND. 800-411-2663. Every little dime help, all right? Also, go to social media and support us. Ring the bell, like, follow. Ring the bell over here. Like over there. And follow over here. All right? Thank you all for that. JLP Talk on X and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. I appreciate it. Let me go quickly back to Jonathan out of Nebraska. He's starting to learn to realize who he's not. And Jonathan, you said you're realizing who you're not, right?
Correct.
And what type of impact is that having on you?
I'll tell you what, it's just like total 180. You just don't take anything serious.
Yeah.
Anymore. You just don't get caught up in the needing to be right or needing to be heard or needing to be validated. And you just watch without judgment, and you realize that's what it means to give allowance and to have patience, because you're seeing in everybody else what you were, and it's the not you. You're seeing the not you in everybody else, and you're able to give them that allowance, that when they're acting up or they're doing things. What I would used to say is, oh, you're wrong, but now I'm just realizing You're just lost.
Yes.
And when you see people lost, you have a heart that says, I don't want to judge you. I want to do it with love. And with love, there's no battle, because God's fighting the battle every time. You just got to be aware of it, and it's so easy. You just don't get upset. When people call you names, you're just like, oh, okay. When people give you a compliment, okay. It doesn't really matter, because none of that's real. They're just words.
Amazing.
And then
You're absolutely right,
you can
man.
You can get to an altercation with somebody, and it's so amazing how you just de-escalate it because you just don't get upset. They get upset, they start cussing, but you just don't. And they just look at you, and they're like, they don't know what to do, and it's just...
They're like, what the?
That's exactly what it's like, and you realize there's no way that the two of us can even have a meaningful conversation because we're not of the same Father.
Yeah,
It's very easy to see that they want to talk about unity in the church. The only way you get unity in the church is when everybody is actually working on themselves, and God's telling you the same thing He's telling me.
Yeah,
and we're both seeking the kingdom. We're both doing our silent prayers. So that's how He can talk to us at the same exact time. So when we come together in fellowship, we have one mind. We're working on ourselves. We're not focused on the world. We're focused on ourselves. And inside of ourselves, that's where the kingdom is.
Amazing. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. You have not seen anything yet. Stay with it.
Hey, God bless you, Jesse.
Thank you.
I mean that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too, buddy. Amazing call. Thank you. Stay with it. Stay with it. There's a line open. Let me go back to real fast to BLAQROSE out of Sweet Home, Alabama. BLAQROSE, let's try it again.
One.
Go ahead.
I said that was kind of funny, wasn't it? My bad, y'all. I apologize for that.
That was your dog?
So, I have a puppy named Miss Kitty. She's a cute little thing. Her name is Kitty.
Why is she in the house? Why would you leave her outside?
Because she was sleeping and somebody may steal her.
But she's supposed to be sleeping outside.
For what?
Because that's where that's where the dogs live.
Do fishes live outside?
Fishes?
Yeah.
Fishes live in the water outside.
What about water bugs and cockroaches?
What do they have to do with dogs, BLAQROSE?
Because it seems like a lot of things should live outside, but they're not. They come in people's houses and invade. But my dog is not invading me. I let her in the house. He's a miniature schnauzer, smarter than a lot of people. Can we get back to the conversation?
That's amazing. You let the dog in the house. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you really believe a woman is evil?
No, I know she's evil.
So do you think the womb is evil too?
Who?
The womb, the woman's vagina.
What?
Do you think the woman's vagina is evil?
No, her heart is evil. What kind of question is that?
Because you said the woman is evil, everything about her, it has to be evil. So
her heart is evil.
So when she have a baby, the baby comes out evil too. The baby gonna be evil.
Well, the baby will be evil if the mother is angry while she's pregnant.
That makes sense.
But if the woman is not angry during pregnancy, the baby has a chance. So the baby come out without the anger. And then if the mother has not overcome her anger, then she's going to traumatize the kids with that anger. She will destroy their innocence.
So you admit that babies are not born evil, only if they're traumatized in the womb.
Right.
Okay, I got you on that. I was confused about that. Do you think politics are evil?
Who?
Do you think politics are evil?
Well, politics is not evil, but politicians are evil.
Mm-hmm.
The men and women of politics are evil.
So did you see Hulk Hogan at the rally too, and he ripped his shirt off?
I did.
So have you ever seen God like you asking everybody else?
I'm sorry?
Have you ever seen God?
I'll respond to that on Sunday. That's my biblical question. Have you ever seen him?
You know what? I know he exists because man exists.
Have
So
you
I
ever
ain't
seen
never-
God?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you know what? I don't think nobody want to see God
Why you say they don't want to see him?
because they're evil. They're evil.
You don't want to see God?
Evil people don't want to see God.
Do you want to see God?
Not in a fallen state.
Do you want to see God?
Not in a fallen state. No, I don't want to see God in a fallen state.
Do you want to see God?
No, I don't want to see God in a fallen state.
But do you want to see him?
Yes, I would love to meet my maker. Only if I'm doing the right thing. But I almost sinned yesterday, but I decided not to because of you.
Have you overcome your anger?
I'm not angry.
Have you overcome your anger?
I can't say yes and I can't say no. Maybe so.
Have you overcome your anger?
Maybe so. Because maybe is if and maybe I did.
Amazing.
So do you think a man is at a fallen state, though, for real?
I'm sorry?
So that's why do you really think that man is at a fallen state?
Yes. Every man and every woman are in a fallen state until they return to their father, until they forgive their mothers and return to their fathers.
So when you say fathers, you're talking about like your biological father, not the father, not your maker, not the man, you know what I mean?
When you return to your earthly father, you will return to God because you go through your earthly father to return to God.
So I think a lot of people haven't did that because to me now, I'm just saying this is what I see. I see that man, though. I'm talking about a man with, not a one man, but a man destroyed people. They destroy natural resources. They want to kill everybody on the planet with all these wars. Don't you think that they're walking with Satan, though? Man is walking with Satan. Then they get these box-head looking man, women. They look like men. And
Why don't you drop your anger so you don't walk with Satan anymore?
I don't walk with Satan.
How you not walking with him? You have not overcome your anger.
I'm not angry.
Have you overcome?
What you mean have I overcome? I told you the only time I can recall being angry when I was a teenager. And we were fighting in the neighborhood like little fools.
Have you forgiven your mother?
For what?
For making you angry.
I knew you was going to say that. My mother didn't make me angry.
Have you forgiven your mother?
Have you forgiven your mother?
Black Rose, call me again. I can't play no more. I'm looking at the clock. You just want to play. I don't have time. Let me do this. Let me go quickly to Victor out of California. Victor, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Grandpa Jesse. Good to talk to you, man. Happy Country and Western Tuesday.
Happy Country and Western Tuesday.
I had to dispatch a rooster today because two of my roosters got in a fight, and one of them lost, so he wasn't doing too well.
Nice. Because of time, go right to your question or comments because I'm running out of time.
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, you always say, hey, well, is your girl or your lady going to obey you? And I exchanged the word for obey to respect. And you told me don't go back. And I listened, right? And what happened was I dropped 15 pounds of fat. I'm back in the gym. I stopped tobacco.
You said that you did not go back to your girlfriend?
Yeah, and I didn't have her come back to me.
Okay.
And I'm the strongest I've been in a long time. And one of the main reasons I called is for an earlier caller, Jonathan, who was saying he just doesn't believe anything, right? And then another Jonathan caller that says, hey, you don't need to read the Bible. I'm paraphrasing, of course. I believe read the Bible as a blank script, right? So if you look in Galatians chapter 5, there's a list.
Victor, real fast, go right to your question or comment.
Keep it up, man. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Super chat. I'm going to try to squeeze in as many. So listen, callers, I'm going to try to get to as many go right to your questions or comment, all right? Yes.
Nikki bought a coffee saying, biblical question, suggestion, what makes human beings different from animals? Monkey face covering his eyes, covering his mouth.
Amazing.
Emoji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out to the top contributors over on the D Live crew, which includes Games for Rec, Kid Combo 1.0, Groovy Monkey, Wolf 336, Misty, and Army. And appreciate the support, guys and gals. And thank you, guys. I do believe that is. Oh no, Nick LaBoy donated a Rumble rant just now.
You got to know how to rumble.
Morning. I just think as Adam and Eve had no way back to Eden, same goes for America, referring to its former glory. Love y'all. Happy White History Month.
Happy White History Month. Thank you.
And now I do believe that's all for now, guys. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let me go to Australia and talk to Dylan. Is it Dylan?
Hello?
Dylan.
Yeah, it's Dylan.
Yeah, go ahead. You're on the
Hello?
air.
Oh, thank you. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you, Jesse, for everything you've done. God bless you, man. You've been a big help. Secondly, I want to know, have we been taught wrong about baptism?
What were you taught?
Well, you know how they, how you taught, like, you have to be, like, baptized as going into water and then coming out, and that's being, like, that born-again experience.
Right.
Well, I've already forgiven Mom, forgiven my dad, and like I hear about it still, and like I was just wondering, like, I honestly think we got it wrong. I think we didn't understand what he was talking about.
Well, in the Old Testament, you were baptized by water, but in the New Testament, all things are new now, and it's all about the Spirit. So now you want to be baptized of the Spirit. You don't have to be baptized of the water. If you want to get baptized by water, that's fine. It's just an expression of what has happened on the inside of you, but it's spiritual now and not water.
Yeah, no, because I was just wondering about it, because it does say, like, I remember seeing a part in there saying, like, one of those older men were talking to Jesus, and he said, you have to be born from water and spirit. And I started to think that maybe he meant, like, we're just born, like, you know how we're normally born? And then we have to be, we have to forgive, because you have to forgive to enter the kingdom of heaven.
No, he just
I thought he just meant, like, a generic, like, the way we're born now, but you have to actually forgive to get the Spirit.
No, you were born of the Spirit. You're first born of the flesh, which is of the mother, and then you're born of the Spirit. Not everybody. Those who want to return to the Father, born of the Spirit. And that's what he was talking about.
All right. And so, like, what did they mean by, like what did he mean by water then in that phrase? Like,
because you were born of your mother at first, and then you're born of the Spirit of the Father.
So when he said water, he meant the flesh, right?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Because that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
What I was thinking. I was thinking, like, I was pondering about it, and, like, I was asking myself, I was just like, oh, you know, baptism, you know, what real baptism is like what they mean. Well, I realized is that it means being born again, because, like, to me, being born again was forgiving, because he says forgive and you'll enter the kingdom of
Let me
heaven.
do this because of time, but no, it means to be born of the Spirit. When you return, when you forgive your father and your mother, and you're born of the Spirit of God, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And then baptism of the Spirit is of the Spirit as well.
Okay. So that's what I was thinking. It's like what they meant by, like, what he meant by that water one. I thought what he meant by water was being born of the flesh. So yeah, no, I was just wondering what your take on that was.
All right. Amazing.
Thank you. Like, because I hear a lot of things.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, for clearing that up for me, Jesse.
You're welcome, buddy. Call me again.
You have anytime, man. Take care, bro.
All right, buddy. Right. 888-775-3773. Let me go to Tony out of Pennsylvania. Tony, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How are you?
All is well.
I was watching your show, and I got inspired to write a little poem, if you don't mind. Short.
Is it like really short because of time?
Yeah, like 2 seconds.
Okay.
It's called When Things Fall Away. I was listening to that young man. So it says, when things fall away, another will come your way. So don't despair and do not wear your heart upon your sleeve. Keep it safe and keep it well, and God will set you free. That's it.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amazing.
I hope you liked it, yeah. Okay.
I did, man. That's nice. Right on. Thank you.
Okay. I won't keep you. I know you're busy today.
All right. Thank you. Call me again, all right?
Yeah, I'll call you again. I want to ask some questions, too, tomorrow, maybe.
All right, buddy.
Can I get
All
an
right, take
amen?
care.
Bye. Amazing. Let me go to Kyle out of Oklahoma. Kyle, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, big fan of yours. I just was calling to answer the biblical question.
Have you seen God?
Yes, I think so, but maybe not. I don't know. I was September 9th, 2020. I came home from a long day of work, and I saw a ball of light appear out of my closet onto my Jesus painting, on my Last Supper Jesus painting. And so I don't know if that was seeing a direct energy of something out of this world or what, but I've never seen anything like it. And the fact that it shined on my Jesus painting, I'm like, that had to have been a sign from God. And I prayed many prayers over the years that God reveal himself, that he exists. So I think I did.
Oh, so you... So you saw a light on a painting and you thought that light was God?
Well, actually, I was in my room and I was looking towards my closet, and out of my closet, in my closet was a folded American flag and properly folded. And like my closet lit up, and I didn't have any electronics, nothing in there that could do that. And my closet lit up, and this vibrant, bright white light about the size of a few feet shined out of the closet onto the painting.
And why did you think it was God?
Well, I think God is the light. He's the supernatural light. That's his energy. He says in the Bible, God is not a man. I know we make a mistake of humanizing God and putting him in human form, but I think God is a divine light.
Okay. Thank you, Carl.
I think
I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you, buddy. Amazing. Let me go quickly to Jim out of Virginia. Jim, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
I listened to your show, and I just wanted to let you know my message or my comment is read the Bible, and then the second part is read the Bible, and then the third part is read the Bible.
And why is
I know
that?
people can. Well, because I believe that the Bible is God's own word. So when I read the Bible, and I love listening to you too, but when I read the Bible, I believe I'm getting it directly from God. And I believe that
when you read the Bible, you're getting, it is from God, but a message that God gave somebody else to tell you, right? But the word of God is in your heart.
Well, I agree. I just believe that, the Bible never changes. I mean, they do. They have a lot of different versions of it now. But
it does change all the time.
Pardon?
It does change all the time.
Well, and that can absolutely be true to the extent that, I've read it, and every time I read more of it, I learn new things. But I just think, there's other things that are important too. But I just think for all your viewers or listeners and viewers that it's just a powerful, powerful tool. To me, it's like I don't want to say magic, because usually when you say magic, it's relating to the dark side. But as far as white magic or however you want to describe it, it just has it's powerful. I mean, I've tried to read Bible verses to people that are lost or unsaved or whatever you want to call it, they can't even listen to it.
So
They
you
just
say
can't even
that
stand it.
it's not dark magic, it's white magic?
Well, like I say, I hate to use the term magic, but essentially, yes, it is a good, powerful force.
But
and
do you have?
And I know that you also promote the Bible, and for instance, you talk about child molesters, and we think we're better. Well, there's one verse that says, "He who keeps the whole law yet offends in one point, he is guilty of all." So
do you have perfect?
Teaching.
Go ahead.
Pardon?
No, finish your point real fast.
No, that was it. He who keeps the whole law yet offends in one point, he is guilty of all. So basically, we're all guilty of all. No point in thinking that we're better than anybody else.
Do you have perfect peace?
No.
You don't?
No. I can't honestly say that I do.
And what God? You read the Bible, read the Bible. You don't have perfect peace.
Well, I mean, I'm a lot more peaceful than I used to be, but
why not have perfect peace? Christ came that you may have perfect peace.
I am trying, and I'm getting there, but I believe the whole thing is a lifelong journey. I don't think you'll ever...
perfect peace. You can have peace, perfect peace, just now, right now.
Well, I'm pretty peaceful. I mean,
but not perfect.
No, I mean, I'll give you an example. I was driving around earlier today, and somebody cut me off, and I didn't get real upset. But
you got a little upset.
Just a little bit. I got over it.
But if you had perfect peace, you would not have gotten upset, period.
Well, that's true. That's why I said, why when you asked me...
Can you call me tomorrow? I'm running out of time.
Yes, sir. Thank you for everything you do.
You're welcome. Call me tomorrow.
Okay, will do.
All right, buddy. I am so out of time. I will try to get to as many callers as possible, but it just wasn't possible. The Hake Report is coming up now. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11 a.m. and at 12 noon today. No Joel at 11, but at 12, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby. Get on that straight and narrow, folks, and stay there. Stay there. Do the silent prayer. Forgive your mama. Forgive your daddy. And watch those thoughts. I'm telling you, that's all you got to do. Stay present. And watch. And take the pain. Go through the pain. But don't hate the pain. All right. Thank you for your donations and your super chats and all that. Go to rebuildingtheman.com. You people don't even donate. You get help, but you don't help. It doesn't matter how much, but give. I'll be back tomorrow. It's Manhood Hour. Take care, folks. Bye. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry. because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
Thank you, Jesse Lee Peterson, for an excellent JLP show. Oops, I keep